Okay, I want to talk about an unseen enemy today. This message is going to be primarily spiritual. I know you got physical weapons up there, but I want you to think spiritually. Okay, I want you to think spiritually. Satan got all kind of weapons, and we need to know something about our enemies. When you go to when countries go to war, they learn about their enemy. They learn the strengths and weaknesses, so you can better deal with your enemy. And overcome and be victorious. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Get rid of that now. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Now, it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Let me read that again. The Most High said, his people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. So, not knowing what's going on in a war does not protect you. No more than being asleep in your house and it's burning down around you. You're not protected in your sleep because you don't know your house is on fire and you was in the house while it's burning. You're not protected. You will be destroyed for the lack of knowledge that your house is on fire because you are sleeping. Now, some people just reject the knowledge when you tell them. They won't even investigate it, so they remain asleep. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, because thou chose to keep sleeping, the Most High said, I will also reject thee. After all, he is the knowledge. You reject him, you reject the truth, he's rejecting us by default. Think about it. Okay, somebody come in your house to try to wake you up. And you just gonna ignore the knowledge. You're gonna reject the knowledge. Okay, think about it. So you have people trying to tell you the truth, trying to tell you the real Elohim of the Bible. You don't want to hear that because it goes against what you've been taught. See, Satan has an arsenal of false prophets who goes to the schools that he set up. The schools is teaching the false prophets. And the thing about it, the false prophets may not know that they are false prophets. But it is our job to do our own studying. Okay? All right, now. Let me see. Study to show yourself. I keep saying this Bible verse, but I never really show it a lot. 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show yourself approved unto Yah, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. It didn't say depend on pastor. It didn't say depend on me. What I'm doing, what people are telling the truth, they are showing you the way. They are instructing you, go this way. It's up to you to do your own studying, your own research, That falls on you. You is not gonna make it into heaven or live with the Most High off of somebody else's work. No more you can support your family off of somebody else's work. So study for yourself. That's right. Learn to love the truth. Now, let me move on. Another verse. Let me see here. All right, verse 6 and 12. This is this unseen enemies. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle I'm talking about right here. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes, we have people physically that we have to fight against. But you have to look at the spirits that's controlling the people. The spirits are essentially moving the people like chess pieces. That's what's going on. They get inside the people's heads and manipulate them. Sometimes the Most High will put thoughts in people's head for punishment and allow them to move around unaware of what they're doing. This is what spirits does. This is what spirit does. Let me give you a better analysis. Pretty much, everyone pretty much familiar with Professor X of the X-Men. He can manipulate people inside their head. This is what spirit does, and I'm gonna get into it later. How they manipulate people from the inside out. Think about it. Control the brain, control the body. All right? Simple. Let me see here. Make sure I ain't forgetting nothing. Okay. It is also written. See, if we perish for a lack of knowledge, the Most High will not have us ignorant of Satan's devices. What are Satan's devices? Wickedness, evil. He's a murderer. He loves to steal. Evil in general is his devices and schemes. If you love those things, you are trespassing on Satan's territory. And sooner or later, he's going to be moving you around like a pawn. Okay. Now, let me see. I read that. Let me see here. Most High have given us a spiritual artillery. Okay, he's given us weapons. Ephesians 6 and 11. For we he says, put on the whole armor of Yahuwah, that ye be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Let me go to the whole book of that. Okay, Ephesians 6. See, can I go to the whole chapter? Okay, full chapter. Made a mistake. Here it is. I think I'll read it all. I know all of it is not what I'm looking for, but it says, "Children, obey your parents." This is okay. I'm gonna start. I know this is not all what I'm looking for, but I'm gonna read the extra bonus. Ephesians chapter 6. Children, obey your parents in Yahuwah, for this is right. Okay, that's how you avoid some of Satan's devices. I know some of y'all think Satan does all the killing, Satan does all the evil. But Satan didn't create evil. He does not own evil. The Most High created the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, if he created the tree of the knowledge of the good and the evil, and you read in Isaiah, he controls both, then the Bible is telling you he controls the good and the evil. Okay? I've gone over that in my recent lessons. All right, now, Satan didn't create nothing, the good or the evil. He didn't create the tree. So he don't control the evil. He just has momentarily power. He's using it momentarily. Just like I am free to use my body for good and evil. I have a choice. Doesn't mean I created either good or evil. It means I have authority to use my body for either one. Same thing with the devil. He's not running anything. He's not running anything. The Most High is teaching his angels. He's teaching the whole creation who's really in charge. But let me get back into this. Verse 2. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise. Okay. Verse 3. That it may be well with thee and thou mayest live long on the earth. So in other words, if you want to live long, children, honor your father and mother. Okay? Obey them. Especially when they're telling you right. All right. And I know it's hard sometimes. And I didn't like my parents not letting me go and do what the other children do, but now I thank them for it. Because them is less spirits, this less habits I had to shake when I decided to give my life over to the Most High. Less habits. I don't feel the need to do the things that everybody else does. Doesn't mean I'm better. It's less habits I have to get rid of and cleanse myself of. Now, all right, now, verse 4, he also getting in on the parents right now. And ye fathers and mothers, provoke not your children to wrath. This is the balance right here. The Most High is balance. But bring them up in the nurture and admonition of Yahuwah. Verse 5, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters. That right now, that would be like if you work for somebody and they hired you to do a job, not chattel slavery. Not chattel slavery. That is not in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible you're going to see people was treated as we were and still being not like this. Nowhere. So if you think like that, all I can tell you, repent or perish. And now, okay. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart unto Mashiach. All right. Verse 6. Not with our servants as men please, but as servants of Mashiach, doing the will of Yahuwah in heaven, from the heart. All right. Let me see. Look at verse 8. Knowing whatsoever good thing any man doth, the same shall receive of Yahuwah, whether he be born or free. Notice it said good. Notice it said good. It didn't say sit there and let them abuse you. That's why you had a slave Bible running around here where they done redacted stuff. But let me move on. Let me close this up. All right. Let me see. Let me get down here. Okay. Okay. Verse 9. All this is spiritual. All this is spiritual. When you find a Bible verse that you don't agree with, it starts messing in your head, don't it? Yeah, because you are in conflict with your spirit. Ask yourself, is it true? Does it make sense? Now, verse 9, and ye masters do the same things unto them. Notice the same thing, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master is also in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with him. In other words, you so-called white supremacists in the eyes of the Most High, you ain't better than nobody else. In other words, you don't have the right to treat people as animals. That's what that is saying. You don't have the right to mistreat people. That's what that is saying. Bearing witness to, you ain't going to find the Most High being okay with chattel slavery. That's why you see the earth in what it is now. Floods, fires, pestilences, diseases. But let me move on. Now, this is where I'm getting at right here. Verse 10. Finally, my brethren and sisterin, be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of his might. How do you do that? How do you be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of his might? See, when you fighting devils, you got to hit them with some power. If not, you just playing with them, you just tickling. But where's the power at? Verse 11. Put on the whole armor. He said, put on the whole armor that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. In other words, put on the whole armor, put on the word, learn what the word is. And then it goes into what the armor is. Okay? This is the power. Remember, the word of Elohim goes out and does not return back void. He said we have power over darkness. Okay, I'm going to get into these unclean spirits and where they come from. The Most High didn't create them. When I'm talking about unclean spirits, I'm talking about the giants that died. The angels don't die. So these was hybrids between angels and people. So when they died, I'm going to get into the verses to show you. They're going to be roaming the earth. There's evil spirits. All right, now. Okay. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The people running the world, wicked. The people that set up this Christianity system, that's created it, wicked. How you know they created it? Because they sanctioned chattel slavery. They went all over the earth, the fourth beast of Daniel. Killing, stealing, raping, and destroying. That's how you know they wicked. Wickedness in high places. And there are spirits controlling them, moving them around on the board of the earth like chess pieces. Now, 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahuwah, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Verse 14, stand therefore, having your loins girt with truth and having on the breastplate of righteousness. See, can I give you something to look at? Let me see here. Let me see what comes up. Okay. It's a Roman soldier, but nevertheless, it'll do. All right, the helmet of salvation. Notice the Bible tells you to be sober-minded. Don't be drinking. I know they drink wine in the Bible, but the Bible clearly states don't be sober-minded and don't be drunk. And wine has a medicinal value. Okay, the breastplate of righteousness. Guard your heart. How you guard your heart? Stop watching wicked stuff. Stop putting evil music in your mind. See, this is how these devils become Professor X. They study penetrating your soul with this wicked music, with these wicked programming. That's why it's called programming. If it didn't work, why do corporations spend billions, probably trillions of dollars, advertisement? The advertisement is to get in your head that you need their product. Now, I'll say both these two are basically one and the same. Because if it has to get up here in your eyes and ears, and then it filters down into the heart. Okay, the belt of absolute truth. You keep your garment on. You keep them being exposed in nakedness, being secured in the truth. How do you become secured in the truth? Studying to show yourself approved. And in so doing, the Most High teaches us, as His Word says, and we become secured in the truth because we know what the truth is. We know a lie. We can smell a lie. And we are slow to co-sign for a lie, and we will not tell a lie. Now, the sword of the Spirit, that's the word. You cut these devils down with knowledge of the word. That's why I use Bible verses. When they put an idea in your head, cut it down with the word. Satan said, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Then the sword of the Spirit will say, thou shalt not kill. But you have to balance it out. How do you balance it out? Don't let them kill you. That's how you balance it out. That's how you have to study. That's how you have to put your belt on. The belt gonna show you when you got to cut them down physically if you have to. All right. Now the shield of faith. The shield of faith. This is kind of these three really actually is one and the same. When something tries to tear down your faith, you're gonna have to know the word. Said, no, that's not sound doctrine. That's not right. That's a lie. You can block it with your shield because you know. And your feet protected by the message. Why? How is your feet protected by the message? Because wherever you go, you proclaiming the news of the Most High wherever you go. People gonna look at your path, and you're gonna be protected. Why are you gonna be protected? Because the Most High rains down fire on his enemies. That's why you're going to be protected. Your shield, when he come with these false doctrines, you just block it. When Satan come at you from all sorts of ways, you just block it. Prayer, fasting, stuff like that. Knowing the word. You have to know the word, all right? Now, let me get back over here. Let me see. Okay, I went over that with the truth. I went over the armor, okay? I'm going to try to shorten this a little bit. It tells you to shield of faith, quench the fiery darts, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword. All right, praying always. Remember, Mashiach said, pray without ceasing. You said, but I got to work and I got to stand up. You can still pray. See, prayer. See, we put prayer and spiritual gifts in a box. Okay, let you be driving down the highway and a big truck finna hit you. Ain't you gonna start praying while you driving? So why not train yourself to pray all day long while you are doing everything? That's that helmet right there. While you watching TV. What I do when they go to talking some language I don't know what they're talking, I turn the TV, I turn the volume down, I rebuke that. I don't know what that is. I know Hollywood is full of satanic stuff, and they use real spells. I don't know what that is. When they go to talking something I don't know what that is, I turn that down. I rebuke that. What is that? Okay? Now, let me see. Where am I at? Praying always in supplication in the spirit and watching thereunto with all perseverance. Watch and pray. Watch and pray. And for me, the utterance may be given unto me that I may open my mouth boldly and make known the mystery of the message. I don't like that. That's kind of like God's spell. But anyway, English is if you look at these words, English is a wicked language. Anyway, be less, blessed, be less. But anyway, now, okay, let me see here. Remember the Bible verse said, pray without watch and pray. I just want to show you these Bible verses. It's part of the armor. Because I'm finna show you this invisible enemy. Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Watch and pray. And then there's another verse. I say to all. Let me see here. Mark 13:37. This is Mashiach. This is the Messiah saying, and what I say unto you, I say to all. He telling everybody's instructed to watch. Everybody's instructed to watch. Why you got to watch? Because these devils is they everywhere. They don't even in your sleep. See, that's why if you learn to pray all throughout your day while you're moving about, you study putting the word in your spirit, you study constantly watching. Even in your sleep, them devils is no match. And sometimes, depending on how close, you will be aware that they are fighting you in your dream. I've done it. I knew I was asleep and dreaming, and I knew it was a demonic attack. All right, now I laid that down. Let me see where I'm gonna go now. I just put these up here to give you something to think about. Now, I know some of you may not can see that, but I just want you to think about all these skeletons and stuff. In the Bible, did it say the Most High created giants? Did it say that? Where in the Bible does it say the Most High created giants? He created two types of people. Where does it say he created giants and small people? Okay. All right. Now, this here look like a Roman Caesar, 8'6". Okay. Goliath, 10'6". 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 4. Okay. Og, king of Bashan. Moses was talking about this man. Deuteronomy 3:11. Okay. This is something they done found in 1500s. 1458, 56 in France, 23 foot tall. Now you can do your own research on this. You're gonna find some stories just like the fake fact checkers. You're gonna have to discern between what's real and what's not. Basically, it's gonna come down to what you believe. Do you believe the word or not? That's what it always has been. Do you believe the word or not? And if you can't disprove it, then you can't say that it's not true. Disprove it. It shouldn't be hard to disprove. All right. I just want to give you something to look at. Let me see. Got some more for you. And don't forget into some more Bible verses. Look at this. Giant sites in the U.S. I've seen mounds nearby where I live. Big mounds. They tell you not to dig. I wouldn't dig them up no way. I don't see the point in it. But they're not worried about the Indians. They ain't not worried about what the Indians think. None of that. Why? They always messing with them. They took the whole land. So if you take off the native and you take their land, you're not gonna be worried about their burial mounds. Because you don't think nothing about their life in the first place. You're hiding something. That's what's going on. Look at this. Elongated skulls. It's Florida, it's Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma. Let me see. Anyway, you see what I'm getting at. All right. And I'm going to get into some more Bible verses. And another thing while I got it up here, Serpent Mound. This is in Ohio. Big old mound made in the shape of a snake. Ask yourself this. Why does all the civilization have a snake worshiping culture? Why does all the civilization have stories about giants? Okay, now I'm finna get into these Bible verses. See, you have to do that because people, before you can before you can ignore what I'm about to tell you, you have to answer these questions. Why does every civilization have snake worship? Answer these questions. Let me see what else. Let me see what the image is going to do. Let me go back. Let me see what this says. I know I've been on this site once before, and it goes into all the look. Here you go. And real Hebrews, we ain't into no Judaism. But look at all this snake worship. Look who the serpent is. Who the serpent? All these corporations in the snake worship. Let me see here. Let me get back. In the snake worship. Explain that. All over the earth. Explain that. Snake worship. I don't care if it's dragon worship. Chinese dragon. I don't care. Snake worship. Your medical symbol. Let me see. Medical symbol. There you go. Snake worship. Remember, started out right here. Snake worship. That's why your medical system is doing more killing. They're doing killing. Let me show you something else. Who else got snake on? There you go. Look. Snakes. Look at that. Transgender. Snakes. Snakes. Now they trying to get you to take the snake venom now, ain't they? They trying to shoot the snake venom in your arm. All right. Let me get back over here on these invisible enemies. I done got sidetracked, but I like to show people different stuff from time to time. Okay, these Bible verses. Let me get into these verses. Okay. Who did the Most High create the giant? All right, enough suspense. Let me see here. Minimize. All right. Now, I don't know which way this is going to go because I didn't really plan how it's going to go. This is Matthew. Mark? Let me see. Matthew 8:30. Matthew chapter 8. Okay. Matthew chapter 8. Okay. The demon-possessed men. Okay. Matthew chapter 8, verse 28. When he came to the other side, this is Mashiach, to the country of the Gergesenes, there he met two demon-possessed men. Where do demons come from? And yes, certain angels can possess people. Remember, it says that Satan possessed Judas. Okay? Remember that? So yeah, but this right here is something else. I'm going to show you. Two demon-possessed men coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out. This is the demons talking through these people. What have we to do with you, Yahusha, son of Elohim? Have you come here to torment us before the time? Where in the Bible? Where in the Bible does it say that the demons were going to be tormented? Where? Listen up, y'all. Bear with me. I'm doing this a different way. I ain't never done it this way. Okay. This is Enoch chapter 15. I'm going to start at the first verse to give you better context. Then addressing me, he spoke and said, "Hear, neither be afraid, O righteous Enoch, Charnock, you scribe of righteousness." Remember in the verses I was telling you earlier, in the power, and it's, alluding to be righteous. But anyway, approach hither and hear my voice. Go say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent you to pray for them. See, the angels took wives amongst human people. Now they can't even communicate with the Most High. Now they got to look to a human. They lowered themselves to human standards and decide to have children with human women. Now they got to go through a human called Enoch to relay a message to the Most High. Did you catch that? All right, now. You ought to pray for men and not men pray for you. They supposed to be keeping watch over the Most High's creation. They supposed to be praying for the men and not the people praying for them. Okay, verse 2. Wherefore you have forsaken your lofty and holy heaven. They have forsaken their lofty and holy heaven. They said this ain't good enough. I don't want this. That's basically what you're saying. And have lain with women and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, have taken to yourselves women, and have acted like the sons of the earth, and have begotten giants. I told you the Most High didn't create no giants. All right. Okay, verse 3. You being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal. Notice they don't die. That's why when them giants died, they became unclean spirits. They don't die. I'm gonna show it to you. And another thing, it's unclear as to how they created children. But you look at what men do today. Look at what men do today. I'm gonna give you an estimation. These angels they are above us. They are above us. They are more intelligent than us. Look at what humans can do. They can edit genes now. They working on the way to creating people the way they want them to create. If you don't want to be short, now they can take out your short genes and make you big, make you tall. This is what people can do. So do an estimation of what angelic beings can do. Do an estimation. If angelic beings can't produce them a seed, and just think, then they are lower than us on intelligence. People is turning around making hybrids. People are creating other creatures by mixing. They are recreating the Most High's creation. That's satire there. But look at this donkey and a zebra, a zonkey. Look, this is what people are doing. This is what people are doing. This is what people are doing. That's a tiger, what's that, a tiger and a lion? Let me see. A lion and a tiger. Look at that. Messing with the Most High's creation. If people can do this, then just estimate how much more that angels can do. Look at this stuff. Just think. You are an artist. And let's just say I just painted a good old-fashioned zebra, made it black and white. I painted a good old, but somebody else gonna take my painting and paint something else. That's disrespect to the Most High. All right. Let me get back on track. I'm just showing you, if man can do this, messing up the Most High's creation. Look at this. A whale and a dolphin. See this? I don't want to be them on Judgment Day. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. All right. You being spiritual and possessing. Notice in other places in the Bible, when the angels, people couldn't tell them apart. Okay. Samson's parents didn't know they were talking to an angel. The people in Sodom and Gomorrah didn't know that the angels, they thought the angels was men. They were trying to rape them. All throughout the scriptures, people couldn't tell the angels were people. Let me give you another Bible verse. This video is getting longer and longer, so if you want to learn, here it is. That's all I can say. Now, how is people going to be entertaining angels and not know it? Huh? Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. In other words, watch your act. Make sure your feet is protected. Shod. The whole arm all the way down to the feet. Every step you make is in righteousness. Be not forgetful that you entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels, unaware. So some people, you're probably coming into contact with angels often and don't even know it. They're writing down everything. And it's biblical fact. People couldn't tell that angels were people. Were not people. They didn't know the difference. So can I get a better? I know some people don't understand the Bible. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers. For some who have done this have entertained angels, not realizing it. Right here. All right. So angels can put on earthly clothing. Let me get back over here to what I was working on. Now, this is the judgment coming down on these wicked angels. All right. Verse 3. It said begotten giants. Verse 3. You being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourself with women, have begotten in carnal blood, and have lusted in the blood of men, lust, and have done as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, perish. In other words, we're going to die. So the Most High, he allowed us to reproduce, to keep people here until his message is received in the Shamaim. That there's only one Elohim. It's going to be his way, or it's going to be the hell way. It's going to be hell to pay. See, he's teaching all us in class right now. The good angels, the good people, the wicked angels, the wicked people, and the evil spirits. Everybody at school is in session. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Verse 6. But you from the beginning were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal and not subject to death. Verse 7. Therefore I made not women for you, because being spiritual, your dwelling is in heaven. Verse 8. Now the giants who have been born of the spirit and the flesh shall be called upon earth evil spirits, and on earth shall be their habitation. See, when they die, they roam in the earth. Remember they asked Mashiach, did you come to torment us before the time? This is the judgment right here where everything was laid down. All right. Okay. On earth shall be their habitation. Evil spirits shall proceed from their flesh. After they die, they're gonna become unclean spirits. Shall proceed from their flesh, because this is Enoch. You see it up there at the top. Chapter 15, verse 8, because they were created from above. In other words, the spirit was the dominant spirit. We too are spirits. So they was an angelic heavenly being, which was more of a spirit, all spirit, and us being flesh and spirit. All right, now, because they were created from above, from the holy watchers, was their beginning and primary foundation. The dominant gene was the eternal gene that the angels had, eternal life. Evil spirits shall they be upon the earth, and the spirits of the wicked shall they be called evil spirits. The habitation of the spirits of heaven shall be in heaven. That's the habitation of the spirits of heaven shall be in heaven. But upon the earth shall be a habitation of the terrestrial spirits, who are born on earth. All right. Notice the Most High didn't create them. Satan got together and invented them. All right, verse 9. The ruach of the giants are like Nephilim, which shall oppress. They're getting in your body. They persuading people to do damnable things against their own body that's going to kill them early. Do things against other people to kill them, and steal and rob and rape and all this other wickedness. And bruise upon the earth. Verse 10. They shall cause lamentation. Oh boy, people weeping and crying and going on for all the oppression. No food shall they eat. They can't eat. Now remember, they're spiritual beings. They don't need to eat. And they shall be thirsty. I got a Bible verse for you. Talking about these spirits going to be thirsty. I got a Bible verse for you relating to that. They shall be concealed. You can't even see them. I'm revealing them to you. The unseen is becoming seen. How do you see unclean spirit? Obeying the word, studying the word, living the word. That's how you see them. Right? All right, now, and shall rise up against the sons of men and against women for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. So when the Most High get ready to open up the floodgates of slaughter and destruction, you see what that is? He letting them all, he letting them loose. All right. Let me see here. I said a Bible verse. All right, now. Remember I read that the evil spirit is going to be thirsty? Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. When an unclean spirit goes out of a person, he goes through dry places, thirsty, seeking rest and find none, dry places. Shall be thirsty, dry. They're in a dry place. All right, Enoch 15, 10, and Matthew 12, 43. When an unclean spirit goes out of a man or a woman, in Hebrew is a masculine language, he goes through dry places seeking rest and finding. Why are they seeking rest? They know they got torment coming. They know they got judgment coming. They know they are doomed to damnation. No, they ain't gonna rest. So what option do you have? Follow the wicked angels, follow your fathers, and maybe, ain't no maybe, and try to make the Most High out of a lie. Because you ain't getting no rest. All right. Then verse 44, see, and then he says, I will return to my house from whence I came. Why did the spirit return? Because the spirit might have been cast out. You might have overcome an addiction. Let's just say you got a spirit of addiction or lust or smoking or something. You might have stopped doing that, but you didn't fill yourself with the Most High Spirit. So they come back. Look here though. And when he comes, he finds it empty, swept, and put in order. In other words, they trying to get their life together. 45. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits, more wicked. He bringing some stronger spirits, and they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that person is man is worse than the first. So shall it be with this wicked generation. All right, let me give you some more Bible verses. Let me see. Okay. Enoch chapter 16. And as to the death of the giants, wheresoever their spirit depart from their bodies, let their flesh, which is perishable, be destroyed before the judgment. Let me show you a picture right quick. Let their flesh, which is perishable, they left all this behind. They left the bones behind. But Satan still has seed. They want to conceal this information. They don't want you to believe in the Bible. They don't want you to even look into it. They left their bones behind. All right. Now, that which is perished will be destroyed before the judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation. This is judgment day of the great world. That's when they're going to be destroyed. That's when the angels, the wicked angels going to be judged. Everybody going to be judged. He didn't throw them in the lake right away, but he did enact some punishment on them. All right. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious and their offspring. Verse 2. And now to the watchers who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven. I got another Bible verse keep popping in my head. Jude. Let me go to Jude. Okay, let me see here. Jude 1 and 6. And the angels who did not keep their positions of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these has he kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. They ain't in hell yet. I mean, they're not in the lake of fire yet. The lake of fire and hell is really two different things. Hell is basically the grave. All right, the lake of fire. All right. Let me go back. Okay. I read the Jew, and now the watchers who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven. I just verified that with the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 6, the book before Revelation. Verse 3, say in heaven, have you been? Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you. In other words, where did you learn this wickedness from? Yet have you known a reprobated mystery. Verse 4, and this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart, and by that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evils on the earth, because they've taught people wickedness, and they ain't gonna never be forgiven. They ain't gonna never have peace. Say unto them, therefore shall you obtain peace. Why you think the unclean spirits ain't finding no rest? No peace. Mashiach, I didn't come to bring peace. They ain't having no peace, and they want to make sure no one on earth is having peace. These devils. All right? Let me see where I'm at. Now, I'm going to show you the flood that destroyed them. I just read to you the judgment that just took place, that what was going to happen to them, the judgment that's been passed down. Now I'm going to go into the flood. Okay? Enoch chapter 105, verse 1. After a time, my son Methuselah took a woman for his son Lamech. She became pregnant by him and brought forth a child. This is Noah. The flesh of which was as white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool, nappy hair and long, and whose eyes were beautiful, different light color eyes. When he opened them, he illuminated all the house like the sun. The whole house abounded with light. Okay, Noah was an albino. You finna understand in a minute. All right. The nappy hair should have gave it away. Hair like wool, coarse hair, what do you want to call it? Verse 3, and when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, Lamech his father became afraid of him, and flying away, came to his own father Methuselah, and said, I have begotten a son unlike others. He is not of men, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven. He is of a different nature, being altogether unlike us. So Noah's father was afraid of him because he had white skin and his eyes was a different color. That's what they're saying. Noah was an albino, probably the first on earth. All right. Verse 4. His eyes are as the rays of the sun, his countenance glorious, and he looks not as if he belonged to me, but to the angels. All right, verse 5. I am afraid lest something miraculous should take place on the earth in his days. Verse 6. And now, my father, let me entreat and request you to go to our progenitor, Enoch, and learn from him the truth, for his residence is with the angels. Ain't that something? Verse 6. The fallen angels wanted to take residence with man. And Enoch done took residence with the angels. All right. He's getting information to put in a book that I'm reading to you. But all right. These books were found in the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Ethiopic church. It was in their Bible. All right, now, verse 7. When Methuselah heard the words of his son, he came to me after the extremities of the earth. Me, that's Enoch. For he had been informed that I was there, and he cried out. I heard his voice and went to him, saying, Behold, I am here, my son, since you have come to me. All right, verse 9. He answered and said, On account of a great event have I come to you, and on account of a sight difficult have I approached you. Verse 10. And now, my father, hear me, for to my son Lamech a child has been born, who resembles not him. He don't look nothing like his daddy, and whose nature is not like the nature of men. So they was accustomed to seeing the children of the watchers. And they had white skin. That's what this is saying. His color is whiter than snow. He is redder than a rose. The hair of his head is whiter than white wool. His eyes are like the rays of the sun, and when he opened them, he illuminated the whole house. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, his father Lamech feared and fled to me, believing not that he belonged to him, but that he resembled the angels of heaven. And behold, I have come to you, that you might point out to me the truth. 13. When I Chanach answered and said, Yahuwah will effect a new thing upon the earth. This have I explained and seen in a vision. So the Most High already showed him what's going on. I have shown you that in the generation of Jared, that'd be Jared in some of your Bible, Jared, there's no J in Hebrew. Those who were from heaven disregarded the word of Yahuwah. Behold, they committed crimes, laid aside their class. Remember Jude chapter 1? They left their habitation, all right, and intermingled with women. With them also they transgressed, married with them, and begat children who are not like spiritual beings, but creatures of flesh. 14. A great destruction therefore shall come upon the earth. A deluge, that's the flood. A great destruction shall take place in 1 year. 15. This child shall be born to your son. This child which is born to your son shall survive on the earth. And his 3 sons, look at that, prophecy. He knew he was going to have 3 sons. And his 3 sons shall be saved from him. Saved with him. Y'all, excuse me. When all mankind who are on earth shall die, he shall be saved. So the Most High set the whole earth clean. Reset the whole earth. I want y'all to think about this. Why do you think Satan tried to take over all the bloodlines? All right, number 1. You take over all the bloodlines, then how is the Most High's will going to be done? If you conquer all the bloodlines, think about it like this, like the beast that conquered the whole earth. They put their government right there. They put their government on the earth, right? If you manage to conquer all the bloodlines, them become your people. You done took over the earth. Okay. Now, what bloodline is Mashiach going to come through with a polluted bloodline? How's the most, think about it. How's the most, Mashiach going to be pure? Going to have the genetics of the original Adam. If his seed has been colonized and taken over and infiltrated by Satan. That's why the Most High told us to stick to our own people and quit crossbreeding with these other nations. Satan's seed is still out here. All right, let me move on. Verse 16, and his posterity shall begat on the earth giants. It's telling you, right after the flood, right after Noah and his sons and his family survived, giants going to be back on the earth again. Back on the earth again. What do you think? Just think about it. It's telling you in the book of Enoch. Look at David and Goliath. So one of Noah's son bloodline was infiltrated. Maybe one of the wives with bloodline was infiltrated, or some more angels coming down mingling. But nevertheless, giants, Satan still has a seed. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me read it again. And his posterity shall beget on the earth giants, not spiritual but carnal. They let you know it's going to be people, gigantic humans. Upon the earth shall a great punishment be inflicted, and it shall be washed from all corruption. Now therefore inform your son Lamech that he who is born is his child, in truth. Noah is his son, and he shall call his name Noah. For he shall be to you a survivor. He and his children shall be saved from the corruption which shall take place in the world, from all the sin and from the iniquity which shall be consummated on the earth in his days. Afterwards shall greater impiety take place. See, it's gonna be wicked, and whatever on the earth that's about to happen, it's gonna be worse than before the flood, which is why it's gonna be fire this time. All right. Afterwards shall greater impiety take place than that which had been before consummated on the earth. For I am acquainted with holy mysteries. This is Enoch. Excuse me. Which Yahuwah himself has discovered and explained to me, and which I have read in the tablets of heaven. He done read it in heaven. Must be nice. Verse 17. In them I saw it written that generation after generation shall transgress until a righteous race shall arise, until transgression and crimes perish from out the earth, until all goodness shall come upon it. And now, my son, go and tell your son Lamech. 19. That the child which is born is his child in truth, and there is no deception. In other words, his wife ain't been creeping and cheating. All right. Verse 20. When Methuselah heard the word of his father Chanach, who had shown him every secret thing, he returned with understanding and called the name of that child Noah, because he was to console the earth on account of its destruction. All right. Let me see if I overlooked anything. Here's the inside one of those burial mounds. But anyway, inside one of those burial mounds. But anyway, do your own research. Don't take my word for. Don't get out of the habit of taking people's word for anything. You got to get out of those habits. Those habits got to die. Oh yeah, I got another Bible verse. Remember I started right here. You come to torment us before the time I went over. When that judgment would pass down, that they win, they're gonna be tormented. Okay, they recognize the son of Elohim. These are the spirits acting. Now this is what I want to show y'all. Okay, let me read verse 30. Now a good way off from them, Mashiach told the spirit to come out. Let me read. Now a good ways out, he casting out the devil. From them was a herd of swine feeding. So the demons begged him. Look at that. Let's see, people think Satan is really doing something. But the demons is begging Mashiach, if you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said to him, go. So when they had come out, they went into the herd of swine, and suddenly the whole herd of swine ran violently down the steep place into the sea and perished in the water. 33, Matthew 8:33. And when those who kept them fled, they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed man. Look here, though. After Mashiach got through casting out these demons that was abusing the people asked the Messiah to leave. That's why he didn't cast them devils into Sheol, into hell, into the grave. That's why he didn't put them nowhere. He knew the people. See, if don't nobody want to be saved, he ain't not going to save you. You don't want to be saved. And look, the whole city came out to meet Mashiach, Yahushua. And when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. So the people is wicked. The Mashiach made the devil leave. Now the devils and the people want Mashiach to leave. They want the wickedness. See, you're going to get what you want. But you're going to reside in the lake of fire with your wickedness that you want. You're not going to have no peace on the earth with wickedness in your heart. It ain't no peace. You're going to be in the lake of fire with your wickedness. You love it so much, and wickedness is painful. Wickedness is murder and stuff, no rest. That's what wickedness is. You love it so much, so you're going to have it in the lake of fire. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you want. That's just a fallen angel and so forth. Oh, yeah, there's also male and female spirits. You do know that the children of the angels had male and female children, right? You do understand that, don't you? Let me see. Incubus and succubus. Let me see. A demon in male form that seeks to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women. Think about Zeus's mother, not Zeus. One of the Greek women talking about they thought these so-called these little gods was having, they had children with them. Who was that? That's where the origin of them myths and stuff. A demon in male form that seeks to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women. The corresponding spirit in female form is called a succubus. All right. Let me see the origin of Zeus. I ain't gonna find it. No, it was one woman. Let me see. One woman that claimed anyway, it's been a while since I studied that. But he manifested himself as a snake. Let me see what this says. But anyway, I forgot which one it is. I don't really focus on that, but I was studying this years ago. I just want you to know, we're back at these snakes again. A woman said Zeus appeared to her in a snake, and it was her child. That might have been Alexander the Great. It might have been Alexander the Great. Let me see. Might have been his mother. Let me see. Now I'm gonna get on off of here. When Alexander went to Egypt, he was given. That might have been his mother. I think that was his mother. I think his mother. And this is where you get lesbians from, right here. Look at this stuff. But they want to make this stuff. They want to make this stuff a black thing. It is. But this has been their whole culture. This has been their history. The gymnasium, you know, gymnasium means naked, right? They wrestling in the gym naked, men and boys. This is the Greek culture. Let me see, Alexander. Let me see. I'll put son of and see what it says. Let me see here. I can't find it. I'm not going to spend too much time. This might be it right here. Look, here you go right here. When Alexander prepared to cross the Hellespont into Asia Minor, his mother pulled him aside and told him his true father was not Philip but Zeus. Therefore, he must act with courage, something suitable to his divine order. See, in another place where I read, he had a snake form. So Zeus was in snake form when he had sex with Alexander the Great. This is his mother. Now, there you go back with the serpent again. There you go all the way back to all these kingdoms with snakes, snake worship. All the way back. All the way back to him. I'm going to show you in the Bible that Satan has a seed. And I'm going to get up out of here. Snake worshiper. Remember I showed you at the beginning of the video. Look. All these kingdoms with snake worshipers. You know, there's a story about Attila the Hun not being human. Where do you get this Neanderthal and this outside DNA from? Where it come from? All these anomaly DNA sequences in the human bloodline. Where you get them from? Where they come from? Explain it. Where the giants come from? Okay. Now, let's see. What was I going to do? Yeah, Satan has a seed. Her seed and your seed. In the Bible, Genesis 3:15, the Most High told Eve and Satan, I will put enmity between you and the woman, between the serpent and the woman, between your offspring and her offspring. So Satan has offspring. And I just gave you the rundown on the offspring. And he will crush your head and you will strike his heel. All right? So Satan got offspring. I'm going to wrap this up. I've been going, let's see, an hour and 10 minutes. All right, I guess I'm long-winded. All right, I love y'all. I just love sharing what I know or what I've learned. But I love y'all. Y'all take care and learn to look at video with just writing. See, this video like this kind of go better with my audio. I'm starting back my podcast. I'm starting my podcast back up. I'm going to upload this on my podcast. It's going to be on Anchor. It's going to be on Spotify and other platforms. All right? I think it's going to be Y'all's Will. I think that's it. But type the same title in and you should find it on, just type in podcast. Shalom. Okay, I ended the video too soon. I want to show you that there's an angel controlling these spirits somewhat. Jubilees chapter 10. This is after the flood. And evil spirit was destroying Noah's children. What I mean by children, grandchildren, and his descendants. Okay? All right, let me read this. Jubilees chapter 10. And in the third week of this Jubilee, the unclean devils began to lead astray the children of the sons of Noah, and to make to err and destroy them. Verse 2. And the sons of Noah came to Noah, their father, and they told him concerning the devils which were leading astray and blinding and slaying his son's son. Verse 3, in chapter 10, verse 3. And he prayed before Yahuwah Eloheinu and said, Elohim of the Ruach of all flesh, God of the spirit of all flesh, who has shown mercy unto me and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as you did the sons of perdition. Think about Judas, the son of perdition. Think about in Revelation, the sons of perdition, But anyway, for your grace have been great towards me, and great has your mercy to my soul. Let your grace be lifted up upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits, Ruakoth, rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. Which is a good, powerful prayer. After all, if the Most High was going to let his children be destroyed from the earth, why save them in the flood? See, the Most High wants us to cry out and call and depend on him. But see, we get caught up in doing it our own way and then mess up. Then we want to pray. Or we get caught up in trusting man and allowing them to do stuff for us. All right, now. Verse 4, but do you bless me and my sons, that we may increase and multiply and replenish the earth. Verse 5, and you know how your watchers, the father of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on the sons of your servant, my Elohim. For these are malignant and created in order to destroy. So these was created in order to destroy these evil spirits. All right, now, let me go back over that. Noah is petitioning the Most High. He's saying, you know how your angels, you know how your watchers, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day, how they was wicked and how the giants began to eat up people. They enslaved the people. And then when people couldn't feed them, they began to eat people. You have to read the whole book of Enoch. They enslaved people. So slavery go all the way back this far. All right, now, and for these evil spirits which are living, He's asking the Most High to bind these spirits. Whatsoever you loose on earth shall be loosed on earth. Whatsoever you bind on earth shall be bound. Okay? And hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on the sons of your servant, my Elohim, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy. You know, when Most High passed out judgment, he said they were going to come forth on days of destruction. Verse 6, let them not rule over the spirits of the living. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. When we don't yield to the word, we are by default yielding to the evil spirits. For you alone can exercise dominion over them, and let them not have power over the sons of the righteous from henceforth and forevermore. And verse 7, and Yahuwah Eloheinu bade us to bind all. So the Most High allowed Noah and his son, those in prayer, to bind all these evil spirits. But hold on, this gets tricky. I'm going to show you this verse first. Oh, yeah, while I'm at it, remember I was telling you Zeus had a snake form? I'm not going to show you this picture because you can see his wee-wee in it. But you can see the serpent tail. Zeus had a snake form. Back to the serpent. But all right, you just type in Zeus snake form and go to the images. You'll see why I'm not going to show you this picture. All right, now, so wherever we bind on earth shall be bound in, let me see. See, I'm just showing you the parallel with this in the book of Jubilees, chapter 10. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever you shall bind on the earth shall be bound in heaven. So if you bind these wicked spirits on earth, they're going to be bound in heaven. And whatsoever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So if you loose these spirits, they're going to be loosed, let loose. You read Revelation, these devils is going to get parole. They're going to be loosed. Why? Because people want wickedness. The world is becoming more and more wicked. Loosening the spirits. Let me show you. Let me see. Revelation 18:2. And he cried, this is an angel, with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become a habitation of devils. In other words, it wasn't a habitation of devils beforehand. But as time went by, the earth became a habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit. So they've been loosed, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. I'm just showing you, I'm just tying that loose in, tying it down. Okay. See? And whatsoever ye loose. So it's still the people's choice. But the majority is wicked. And they're choosing evil. And by default, letting more wicked spirits loose. Let me show you these here. These angels that were bound in Enoch. Revelation 7:1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on it. Let me see. That ain't the verse I'm looking for. Let me see. Let me go back. It's another 4 angels, 7 and 1, 9:15. Let me go to the chapter. Okay. 1 destruction, 1 woe is past, and behold, there come 2 more woes hereafter. And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before Yahuwah, saying to the 6 angels, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels, loosed in heaven, about to be loosed on earth, which are loosed the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared. They were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. So I wouldn't worry about the elite population agenda. I ain't worried about the population agenda. Nope, sure ain't. Now I'm watching what they're doing. I'm making countermeasures. But I'm not shaking and quaking about what men is trying to do. Yeah, I'm watching what they're doing. Just like I watch a snake when I see them. Now, let me get back over here. Let me see here. Got to go back to these pictures. Now, all right. So they've been bound. The Most High gave, he answered Noah's prayer. Now, I want you to pay attention to this medical book that Noah received. Let me see. Verse 7. Now look here. And the chief of these spirits. So they got a king over them. They got a boss over. They got a general. Masterman. Came and said. Now notice how he coming to the Most High. See that? He couldn't control. He couldn't stop the spirits from being bound. These devils ain't got no power but what we give them. You give the devil an inch, he gonna take a mile. They don't have no power. Now, Master came and said to Yahuwah, see, you give them power when you keep doing wickedness. You're giving them power by willingly sinning and willingly protecting evil and continuously doing evil and loving it. Then Satan is allowed to annex your soul into his army. Now, all right, Master said to Yahuwah, Jubilees chapter 10, verse 8, Creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice. Let some of the evil spirits stay and let them listen to me. All right, and do all that I shall say to them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. In other words, I can't execute the power of my will on the sons of men. You say, why is this important? See, people is hell bent on doing wickedness. See, they hell bent on doing wickedness. That's why. See, you're safe if you avoid, you love good and hate evil. But you want a tightrope on the fence, that ain't gonna get it. That's why. He won't be able to do his will if you take his ammo. See, he's acknowledging to the Most High, if you take my ammunition, I can't do my will. What I've been given time to do. You gave me a time to do things. I can't do it if I don't have no ammunition. All right. Okay. Back to the spiritual warfare. Let them hearken to my voice and do all that I shall say unto them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of men. For these are for corruption and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. So great is the wickedness. That coincides with what I was talking about. Satan, they only have power when we yield to their will of wickedness and evil and devilment. Verse 9, and he said, let the 10th part of them remain before him. So you ought to do an estimation. How many evil spirits are there? All right, and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. And remember, Satan still has a seed. When they die, what's the judgment? They still gonna roam the earth, right? That was the judgment in Enoch. Satan still has a bloodline. So when they die, they still roam in the earth. So it's more than 10% now. Ever how many 10% was back then? If I had to guess, I would say millions. But anyway, all right. And one of us, he commanded that we should teach. Hold on. Let me go back up here. For great is the wickedness. Verse 9. And he said, let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts descend into the place of condemnation. All right. So Master wanted to keep 10% of them and let 90% go into condemnation. That's not the lake of fire. All right. They being bound. Remember, Noah prayed for them to be bound. Okay, verse 10. And one of us he commanded that we should teach Noah all their medicines. That sound familiar? Medicine. Teach Noah the medicine. What a medicine is? It's the earth, the plants that the Most High created. For he knew that they would not walk in uprightness, nor strive in righteousness. Verse 11. And we did according to all his words, and all the malignant evil ones were bound in the place of condemnation, and a tenth part of them were left, that they might be subject before Satan on the earth. All right, you see that? So the Most High granted Maximus petition to allow 10% of them to stay. That's not counting the angels that's awaiting judgment, but some of them was bound, some of the spirits was bound. All right. Verse 12, and we, this is the angels, explained to Noah all the medicines of their diseases, how to cure yourself, together with their seductions, how he might heal them with herbs of the earth. That ain't pharmaceutical. That ain't a pill that man made. What is the medicine? It's the herbs of the earth. See that? So our hands is being forced. The Most High said, come out of her, my people, in Revelation. Okay, they are forcing us to come out, get this jab, or lose your job. So you either gonna stay in that system or you gonna come out. Okay, another thing, these doctors, I'm not gonna treat you if you don't get this jab. What the Most High said, your medicine is out here. Learn what it is and find it and take it. And your medicine is avoiding evil. That's part of your medicine too. All right. Now, the herbs of the earth. And 13, and Noah wrote down all things in a book, Cephas, as we instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Thus the evil spirits was precluded from hurting the sons of Noah. 14, and he gave all that he had written to Shem. Noah gave the medicine book to Shem, the father of the Hebrews, his eldest son. See, Shem is the oldest, for he loved him exceedingly above all his sons. And 15, he died. All right. He said, write everything in a book. Remember in the last couple of videos, I was trying to talk to people about getting a book? Huh? Huh? Remember? The last couple of videos. Just do your research and pick and learn what the medicine is. You're gonna need something with pictures. Something with pictures and information and intel. Okay, let me see what that picture is. How you can look. You see what it is. You see what it is. Let me show you. If you select this. Oh, this is the contents. Okay. I didn't even know you could look in it. But you see what it is. It's telling you stuff. But all right, I'm not gonna stay on that too long. Do your own research. I showed you. Here goes. This is a Cephas. This is a book. This is a book with the medicines in it. We at the end, as in the days of Noah. I'm gonna show you that verse, and I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna try to end this video because I don't want to say I'm gonna end it and then get started on something else. All right, Matthew 24. But as the days of Noah were, verse 37, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. Okay, Noah had a book given to him on the herbs. So you need to learn what the herbs of healing are. Because you're not buying no medicine. You're not going to the hospital. Because in order to buy and sell, you're going to have to sell your soul to the beast. So you need to learn how to heal yourself. All right? And then as we progress in righteousness, we're going to be able to lay hand and heal. That's why we can't do what people done in the Bible. Because number one, we don't know the Most High like we used to know him. I'm talking about the earlier people, the earlier prophets. Number two, we don't want to know. Number three, we're too addicted to Babylon and living in the ways of Babylon. This restricts our power. We are not walking in the fullness of his power. Remember in the beginning of the video? All right, 38. As far as any days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until Noah came and entered into the ark. 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. But remember, they was messing with genetics. See, the reason why you don't know this in your regular Bible, because they taking books out. The seed of the serpent have edited the Bible. They was also messing with genetics. What are they doing right now? What are they doing right now? They're messing with genetics. All right? I'm going to say shalom to y'all and work on editing this video and uploading it. See, if you're living right, there's nothing to worry about. Take it to these devils. Now that you know what gives the devil power over you and what gives you power over the devil, which is righteousness, obedience to the word, love for the Most High, let's take it to these devils.